What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of Skywars. Okay, I have completely forgotten how to play this game. What? How do I do this again? Okay, we're just... Oh, I took too long of a break. Anyways, so I can already hear it. Dummy. Skywars is old news, you know. You should be playing Bed Wars. You haven't even made a new video on that yet. You haven't even talked about Bed Wars. You said you were going to make a Bed Wars reaction. But Skywars is old news. I don't care. We're doing this my way. We're doing this my way. Um... Yeah, so I'm back, BB. I know in the past few videos I've been saying like, oh, well, commentary is just really not my thing anymore. I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling it again. And my first subject to come back with is biology is the most. Hey, I remembered. Biology is the most useless school subject I have ever seen. It is the biggest waste of time, and that's not an exaggeration to me. It's so here's the thing, right? Biology is a very niche thing. It's for a very specific type of person going into a very specific type of profession, you know. It's one thing if it was an elective, right? If it was an elective, fine, whatever. It's not that useless because the people taking it clearly want to take it for, you know, their career choice, whatever. That's fine. You can that's perfectly okay. Making it a required course is where it becomes dumb, right? Because why do I have to learn about the structure down to like the molecular structure of my body? When am I ever going to use my knowledge of chromosomes other than for insults? Like, genuinely. The most I might say is you have an extra chromosome to someone as a joke. Not even like a genuine insult, as a joke. Because, like, when am I going to use that knowledge? I'm not going to look at my kid and say, oh, I bet you have this DNA pattern. I bet you have CCGAT something. Like, no, what? What? Why would I ever need to know these things? I'm sorry. I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're not taking the class for the content. You're taking it so that you can learn how to do work and, you know, be a productive member of society. What? I could do that in any other class that's actually beneficial to my abilities as a functioning member of society, you know? I can do all that and still learn something actually valuable that I'm going to actually use, you know? Why should I have to waste time learning about something that genuinely will not affect me in my future careers? Like, it'd be one thing if I was trying to be a biologist of some sort. But my careers, the things that I'm trying to do are things like, you know, music, YouTube, which like again, obviously they're not, you know, the most realistic careers. They kind of it requires me to be good at this, but it also doesn't have anything to do with biology. And if when I come up with a backup plan, that's not going to have anything to do with biology. I'll tell you that. I have no interest in biology, so I don't know why it's a required course. It again. My mom's argument for it whenever I complain to her about it, she's always like, "Oh, well, you know, it teaches you ABC on how to be a functioning member of society. It teaches you good work ethic, okay? But like I can learn that while also still being productive, you know? I can learn that while still learning something valuable to me. Look at my again, the niche thing. It's fine if biology is an elective. What bothers me is that it's a required course because, for example, I'm taking a probability and statistics class because that's going to help me when it comes to analyzing YouTube and stuff and music, right? Why are we... Why? I hate side rushers. Like, I can beat them, it just... Why? Anyways, so, for example, I'm taking probability and statistics class, right? That's going to help me when it comes to YouTube analytics, looking at my music stuff and saying like, oh, hey, well, people like this that I did, but not this. Okay. And then, you know, expanding off of that. That's all going to be very helpful for me. But biology is not going to help me with that. My knowledge of, you know, chromosomes isn't going to make me go, oh, hey, well, people with this amount of chromosomes will subscribe to me. What? No. Again, it's a required course, which I don't understand because even physics would be more helpful, right? If physics was a required course, I would probably still complain because that's still a lot of extra work. But it would make more sense. You know, I do actually use physics every day, whether I know it or not. So, like, why, of all the science courses you could choose, biology? Even earth science, which I always have hated. That was my least favorite class besides biology that I've had to take. So, like, why? But, you know, whatever. Biology, it's a required course. Nothing I can do about that. But why are the biology teachers so awful? So, here's my experience with my biology teacher. She is, how do I put this? Not a nice person, you know? Like, obviously teachers, a lot of them aren't great. My biology teacher is like, one, very stuck in her ways, very particular about how things are done, which, you know, nothing wrong with that. But when your ways are very clearly outdated or dumb or a waste of time, then why are you stuck in them when we have better ideas? So, my most recent example of this, yesterday I had a test in her class, right? And it was on, I don't even remember what it was on. I think it was on DNA or something, which, you know, nothing too difficult, whatever. I know all my DNA stuff. But tell me why, so every end of a unit, there's a test, and you have to turn in your binder, which has like, you know, a couple of different assignments in it. But you just turn in your binder. She grades it. If you have it all in there and you've done it all, you get a nice 100 out of it. It's pretty good, and the binder grade is like solid 20% of your grade. So, you know, not a bad deal. So I do my binder. As opposed to the vocabulary she gives us, which is 5% of our grade. It's like 10 words every unit. It's not worth it at all. But anyways, yesterday I give her my binder, and she what are you doing, buddy? I have more than one pearl. Watch, I have another. Anyways, so she gives me my binder back, and she's like, I'm not grading this. And I'm like, what? What? So she hands me back my binder, and she goes, I can't grade this. And I'm like, what? Why? All my stuff is in there. I checked. I at the start of class, right? So her the way she does the binder, you get a checklist of all the stuff that you have to do for the unit, and you can check the box stuff as you go. You're supposed to. And you also get like an objective sheet. And so the way she likes it organized is you get your divider, and on one side of the divider is the checklist. That's the front side. And on the back side of the divider is the objective sheet. All right. So whatever, that's fine. I can do that. I know how to fill that out. Here's where it gets irritating. At the start of class, I told her, hey, I forgot to grab a divider from home. I meant to. I put it all in one pocket, kind of organized. But I didn't say kind of. It was organized. I put it all in one pocket for you. It's not behind a divider, but it's all there. It is all organized together. Um, so, like, obviously that was a mistake on my part, right? I acknowledge that. I should have had the divider ready. I completely fumbled the bag and forgot on that one. But I told her, and all of the stuff was still there organized. It just wasn't organized in the way that she likes organized. She's like, oh, okay. So she takes the binder anyway. She hands it back, and she goes, I can't grade this. I'm like, why? She's like, oh, well, it's not organized. It was organized, just not in the way that she likes it organized. So I was like, I already warned you that I didn't have the divider. She's like, oh, okay, well, go grab some cardstock. Mind you, this was after me finishing uh, this is after me finishing the test and trying to take a nap, right? So I was obviously a little irritated because I was just trying to sleep. But whatever. She's like, I'm gonna need you to put cardstock in between the units. I was like, all right, fine. So I went and grabbed the piece of cardstock. I stuck it in between the units, and I said, good enough. Handed it back to her, and she goes, but did you glue the objective and checklist sheet on that? One, she never told me to do that. Two, literally, why would I do that? That's not what I do with the dividers. I put it on the outside. It goes the checklist. It goes after the next unit, and on the inside goes the objective. It goes right before everything else in the current unit. So why would I do that with the cardstock? So I'm obviously a little irritated at this point because that's not what she asked me to do at first. She's changing things up on me, which is really irritating. We have 30 days left of school and she's changing stuff up on me now. You know, you could have chosen a much better time to do that, but whatever. So I did it, obviously a little irritated. And she deducted points because I don't even remember why, actually. What is that? Is that good? Oh, okay. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so she deducted a few points because I didn't finish something. And it was the dumbest thing. We had a DNA thing. It was like a DNA assignment, and it was like, all right, well, if this pattern's like this, then what is this pattern? And it was just matching up the different, because each DNA has like each thing from DNA, each nucleotide, I think that's what it's called. It has like a counterpart to it that makes a complementary DNA strand. So it was just that, essentially. But she took off points because in this specific assignment, you were supposed to draw the creature that was being made, and I didn't because I thought that was dumb, and I didn't think that was necessary to my growth as a biology student. I didn't think that I needed to learn anything from drawing it. But she deducted points because I didn't draw it. Like, what is that? You're not an art teacher. You're a biology teacher. Get it. Stay in your lane, for one. Two. What? I. What? I'm still flabbergasted by it. It still bothers me. Biology's so useless. The teachers are awful. I have never met anyone who has had a good biology experience ever, and I don't think I ever will. It's such an awful class. It's awful. Anyways, guys, that was another episode of Skywars. If you enjoyed, subscribe, leave a like, comment, whatever. I'm going back to a normal upload schedule. I think I'm going to do it every other day. We're going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm hoping. Don't hold me to that. But I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm feeling. So, yeah. I will see you all later. Bye, 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 bye. Subscribe.